you guys doing? I'm doing a review on a Taurus PT840. Alright, no magazine, there's no rounds in the chamber, so everything's safe. Alright, like I said, it's a Taurus PT840. It's a 40 cal. They make an 809, which is a 9mm, an 840, which is this one, a 40 cal, and then an 845, which is the same thing but in 45 caliber. This is the first Taurus I've ever bought. I did the research on the 800 series and all that, and there's nothing but good things to say about it. Not too many problems really. And Taurus is known for their lifetime warranty. No matter what it is, you just send it in and they'll fix it, no questions asked. So I figure, alright, it's completely ambidextrous. Magazine release, slide release, safety, and the decocker all on both sides, which is what really drew me to it. And the price, it's not bad. I got this before taxes and shipping and everything for about $380, and you can't really beat that. So I get the Taurus right out of the box. I notice when I go to adjust my rear sight, because these are Novak sights. These are not the sights that came with it. These are Williams fire sights. This came with the regular Novak sight. It was you can adjust the windage, but not the elevation. So I go to adjust my sights, and I noticed that the top screw here was completely stripped out. I guess whoever put it in the factory just cranked the hell out of it, because I couldn't get it loose. I couldn't do anything. It was just it wouldn't even catch the teeth. It was like it was completely rounded out inside. So I call Taurus, I tell them the deal. They ask me to ship it in. I told them I really don't want to ship it in and have it stuck in their warehouse, for months or years, or I don't know, their process, and I didn't want to take a chance over something stupid like sights. So I told them, please send me the sight, whether I do it or you guys do it, someone's going to have to cut through this old one and put the other one on, and I'm totally fine with doing that. So they finally agreed and said, alright, we'll send you the sights. So they sent me the new Novak sights. They came in the mail maybe 3-4 days. It was really quick. They didn't charge me anything. It was 100% free. And I cut the other ones off, threw them on, the new ones, and everything was great. I take it to the range and I'm firing it, and I'm firing at about 15 20 yards, something like that, and I got my windage set perfect, but my shots are going like maybe a foot lower than what I was aiming for. Like it was bad. These shots were dropping far, and I was getting nice tight groups, and I have a couple other pistols that I shoot fine with, so I knew it had to be something with this gun. So I went out and I bought the Williams fire sights. That's what's on there now. He's got the green up front, it's got the red in the back, and these are real nice. They light up real good. Like I said, I can adjust the windage, elevation, everything. So that took care of that. So now I'm at the range and I'm firing it, and I was getting a lot of jams, and it was a lot of failures to eject or failure to extract, one or the other. But it just wasn't ejecting them right. So it was constantly jamming up. I figured maybe it just needs to be broken in. I kept going. A few I don't know, maybe 200 rounds I put through it, maybe 300 even, and it was still jamming like crazy. So I said, all right, that's it. I got to send this in. I called them up. I tell them, at first I called and I told them it's got to be a bad extractor, and they said, oh well, that's an internal part. We can't send it out. We don't let our customers do that. You have to send it in. I even asked them if they would just sell me one. I'll even buy it. I just really don't want to send it in. They said, no, that's a part we won't sell, which is crazy because I like to stock up on spare parts in case I have an emergency and I'd like to fix my pistol myself. I like to have spare parts lying around, but apparently they don't do that. So I sent it in, boxed it up, sent it in. They paid for the shipping, they paid for everything, and they actually tried getting me to pay for the shipping at first, and I kept complaining, saying, oh, this is crazy, I just got this gun, it's jamming up, like there's no way I'm paying the shipping for that. So they finally agreed, they paid for the shipping. So if you have a problem like that and they're telling you no, they won't pay for the shipping, if you put up a big fight, I'm sure that they'll pay for the shipping. You know, don't let them take advantage of you. So I boxed it up, I sent it in, and it actually went pretty quick. From the day it left my house, I probably got it back maybe a total of 7 days, something like that, and you know, and that was it. So I get it back in the mail. They it came with a piece of paper telling me it had a defective extractor, which is what I thought it was going to be, and that they put about 50 rounds through it, and it was fine. So I took it out to the range that day when I got it, and it was firing perfect. I probably put like, since that day I've got it back, I probably put like another 400 rounds through it. Not one jam or failure to feed or anything like that. So it has been perfect. I can't hate on for that. You know what I mean? When you're mass producing a bunch of firearms or whatever, there's going to be a few that slip through the cracks that have small problems. At least these guys stepped up and, you know, fixed it for nothing. So that took care of that problem. So now I'm firing this thing. You know, I probably, you know, total from owning it, I probably had to have put close to 1,000 rounds. So I'm at the range a couple weeks ago, and this has a 15 round magazine. So I'm pretty sure I was using a full mag, and out of like the 15 rounds, maybe about half of them, you know, about 7, 8 of them, it was locking back. You know, I'm fire. I got 15 rounds in there. I'd fire like 4 of them, and then would lock back, and I'd still have rounds in the chamber. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? It was the gun. It was like it was working like it thought it was empty, but I still had rounds in there. So I would hit the slide release and just keep firing. And sure enough, after a few more rounds, it would do it again. So now I'm like going crazy. Like, what is this? So I took it home and I started messing with it, and this pistol comes with 2 magazines. The 2 that it came with, I never noticed any problems with. I went out and bought a third myself, which was also made by Taurus. I haven't found any other aftermarket brand magazines for this. But so I bought a third magazine from some website, but it was a Taurus magazine. Now I noticed when I insert the mags, the 2 that I got go in like no problem. The third one I got, it feels like it's like the size difference. It's a little bit wider, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But I noticed when I would put the mags in, sometimes it would kind of rub up against this slide release. Or slide stop, slide catch, whatever you want to call it. And I don't know if it was the mag pushing it up there, but if you look, here I have a magazine here. If you look at the magazine, there's like this opening here. Now when you insert this mag and you have rounds in it, you know, obviously this is down like that. When it comes up to empty, this pushes a little arm up, which engages the slide stop. So that's how it knows it's empty. Now I noticed that on this opening, you can see here, I actually filed down a little bit. This used to stick out a lot more. Now if you look at this little claw here, there you go, that claw sticking down, that's what gets pushed up and engages the slide stop, you know, to lock it open when it's empty. So I noticed that it was kind of hitting it, like this gap right here wasn't wide enough, that even when the plastic, this orange plastic comes up, the steel magazine was actually rubbing against it. So I filed this down a little bit, and I also noticed that this, see if you guys can see this, but there's like a kind of it's kind of hard to see, but let's see where that's shiny right there. Well, the slide stop was actually kind of sticking up a little like further than it needed to. Like, it's got plenty of meat on there to catch the slide, but it was just sticking up a little too much. So I wasn't sure if it was the magazine rubbing against that claw to push it up, or if it was just the slide stop was just maybe literally like 1/100th of a millimeter too high. So I took a light sander and just took it down just a little bit, and also did this to the mag. I wish I did one first and tried it and then do the other to see which one it was, but I did both, and it has never locked back since. So that took care of that. Now, another problem I had with this. Yeah, the list goes on. So I took care of all that. It's fine, great. Now, one thing I left out. When I first bought this, I had it for maybe a week or so. And, you know, I'm all excited because I got it. You know, I'm constantly playing with it, checking it out, whatnot. Trying to break it in a little, you know. And I notice I rack it back, and when I let it go, it actually, my slide, this was just messing around in the house. The gun was empty, you know what I mean? Everything was safe, just watching TV, you know, messing with it. I racked it, and my slide came completely off. Yeah. Just slingshotted right off the gun. I'm like, wow. I put it back on, and I sat there and tried all day to get it to do it again. And I couldn't get it to do it. So I was thinking maybe I just broke it down, because this has the 2 tabs to break it down, just like a Glock. You know, you back up the slide a little bit, push the 2 tabs down, and then let it go forward. So I'm thinking maybe I just broke it down, and one of the tabs was kind of stuck down, or you know, it didn't lock right on there. You know, because I couldn't get it to do it again. So I just kind of gave it the benefit of the doubt. I was like, all right, you know, well, that'll never happen again. And it never did. You know what I mean? Months later, I kept firing it. I actually forgot that it ever did that. Well, a couple weeks ago, this was right after I fixed the slide locking back issue. I'm sitting there in my room making sure that the slide lock is still working good, and I send it forward, and it does it again. It flies forward, and I'm like, holy crap, you got to be kidding me. Like, what if I'm in a real situation, you know, home defense or whatever's going on, and my freaking slide slingshots off my gun? Like, you know what I mean? How embarrassing and life-threatening would that be? So, then I'm sitting there trying to figure out what the heck it could be. So, like I said, it's just like a Glock. It has the breakdown, you know, levers right here, and it's got like that little... It's got like a door in there. Now I noticed the spring for these, you know, that holds that door up was like super weak. All right, and you know, I removed it. I removed this door and everything. I think they call it the disassembly switch. I took this out and I'm looking at it because it kind of has like a lip up in there. So if you look at the barrel, it's got this another little claw here, right? Now that's going to go and it's going to catch on that lip in there to stop it from, you know, going forward. You know, that's it, catches. You can hear it kind of locking in right there. Now that lip, there wasn't really much of a lip. Like I saw the line of where the lip should have been, but this thing was like almost completely flat. So I called them up, I told them the deal, they wanted me to send it in, and I'm like, oh, you know, this is retarded, I'm just going to do it myself. So I took the disassembly switch out, and I took my Dremel and I just lightly grinded a little bit under that lip just to give it its lip, you know what I mean? So I did that, and also I noticed the weak cheap spring that they put in there, so I took that out and I put a nice beefier spring, so it's got a lot more tension in there. Threw it back together, kept racking the slide. Could not get this to come off ever again. Like it's on there. It's actually a little bit of work breaking it down, you know, just muscling this switch down. But I'd rather, because I never really liked these switches. I always liked like the 1911s and, you know, all the different pistols out there that have a solid rod that actually go through, and you know that nothing is coming out. Yeah, you got to actually, you know, pull out, turn and pull or whatever to get it out and break down your pistol. But it's worth it, you know what I mean? You don't want your pistol freaking slingshotting the slide off like mine was. But now you could hear, like when I put it back on, it's got a nice solid click, like this disassembly switch really locks into place now. Let's see if you can hear it. You hear that? That's a real beefy spring I put in there. It's, you know, 100%, and I'd rather sit here and have to muscle this with my fingers for a second, take it apart, and know that this slide is not coming off. So that was the last problem that I fixed on this. So yeah, this gun's had a lot of problems, I guess you could say. It was nothing major though. Everything was, you know, fixable. I really like it. I like how it feels. It's comfortable. You'll see a lot of, I'm sure if you watch other videos on this, you'll hear the same thing. It's really comfortable and stuff. Comes with the, you know, the back straps to switch it out. Just like everybody else, I never had to switch my back strap. This one just fits perfect. And I really like this gun. And so now it's been running good. I'm going to try to get a couple videos of me shooting with it and everything. And also another thing, when you buy these, they come in, this is black tenifer, I'm pretty sure they call it. You can get it, you know, it comes with a black polymer frame and the black slide, or you can get it with the black polymer frame and the stainless steel slide, which is nice too. Now if you get the black one, it comes with a black barrel, black tenifer barrel. That's how mine was. Well, after putting a lot of rounds through it, you start to get like the wear and tear and the scratches, and you know, I didn't like how it looked. It looked sloppy. And I figured, you know, if I remove all the paint and polish it up real nice, it'll, you know, if anything, it'll reduce the friction, it'll, you know, slide nicer, you know, and should just work all around better. So that's what I did. You know, I polished this up real nice. I actually really like how it came out. The chamber comes polished like this, stainless steel. It's really nice. I polished that up so it came out real shiny, smooth. Also on the inside, the feed ramp is it comes stainless steel polished. And I polished it up again, you know, just to make it that much nicer. There's the barrel. Came out really good, and I just like how it looks like that, and it's a little different. You know what I mean? Nobody has that combination. You know, either they have the stainless steel top or black with black barrel. Well, I have a mixture of the two now. So yeah, you know, drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you guys have this same pistol, or any of the 800 series, or any Tauruses really, any Taurus automatic pistols, you guys had the same problems, I'd like to know your input. If you've had the same issues I've had, maybe you guys came up with different solutions for it, or you can just let me know how Taurus treated you, what they, you know, how they fixed it, and let me know. All right. So thanks a lot, guys. Leave me a comment.